The second Phoenix Award for Outstanding Contributions to Disaster Recovery by a Public Official goes to Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce President Rob O'Brien. On May 22, 2011, the deadliest tornado in U.S. history destroyed or badly damaged more than 550 businesses in Joplin, Missouri. After securing a space for the SBA's Business Recovery Center, Chamber of Commerce President Rob O'Brien directed his staff to canvass the hardest hit areas and make phone calls to find out what each business needed to rebuild. Within 3 weeks, O'Brien and his team had talked to more than 420 business owners, steering most of them to the Business Recovery Center, where they could apply for SBA disaster loans and get tips about building more resilient businesses.
Great. Again.
The Chamber sponsored seminars on strategic planning, post-disaster rebuilding challenges, and business plan development. Of the 553 businesses at risk of closing after the tornado, 500 of those companies are now operating. More than 90% of the jobs impacted by the storm remain in place, and 40 new businesses have opened. Please congratulate Rob O'Brien with me.
We learned the aspect of desperation and scrambling in May of 2011. In our community, we have for a number of years worked as partners. We have partnered as the Chamber and the City on economic and community development for 30 years. The Chamber and the schools have been partnered on education programs for more than 20. We have had a relationship with the Small Business Development Center at our university to counsel with small businesses for more than a decade. And all of this is basically just to say that those partnerships are so critically important to a community when disaster comes. And we learned that those relationships, both professional and personal, were very key to our success and our ability to move very quickly to help our business community as well as our residents. One of the things, and just to show you though about partnership, about 3 years before our tornado, we had an ice storm. It was a lot of damage and power outage, but it was not a huge natural disaster for us. And yet we had a gentleman from the SBA, Bill Koontz, who's a public information officer, who came, worked with us to get information out to our businesses that were facing some losses. And less than 20 hours after our tornado, we're standing in our offices. We're having a lot of 45 and 90-second meetings trying to sort things out and move forward in our community. And the door opens and Bill Koontz walks in. He didn't see me. He walked up to our receptionist and he said, "Hi, my name is," and I said, "Bill, welcome." And he looked at me and he said, "You know, it is a sad statement when you know you're a disaster PIO." But, you know, that was a relationship that we had. I will say our SBDC folks, which is supported in part by the SBA, have always been wonderful. They continue to counsel businesses today. They work with our staff on reaching out to businesses. The SBA team that was in place with us for a number of months afterwards were all great folks. They do a wonderful job. And we so greatly appreciate, you may be a best kept secret in some places, but the SBA is not a best kept secret in Joplin, Missouri. We appreciate all that they did for our community, and we had so many people who came, and as Natalie mentioned, our families, our spouses who helped so much. My wife Marge was one of the many volunteers giving thousands of hours over the next few months. But we had 250,000 volunteers in the last 2 years in Joplin. And so what I would say, Director Mills, this new format is great. The folks in St. Louis are wonderful. We have many friends up there, but next year when you come around, come to America's hometown of Joplin and see what we've done with your help. Thank you so very much.
Oh no.